So, I think this day was passing by like in 5 minutes. Unbelievable. So many different views, angles, feedbacks, questions, and then, yeah, you get, of course, so many new ideas to take home. I tried, together with Andras and Dennis, to capture the most important ones. It's only on 3 slides. I hope we have captured the most important ones, but of course we are doing a documentation afterwards to really check everything, go through the questions once more, and really see where some of the priorities were. But wanted to share with you, of course, right now in the meeting, and the Q&A is still open to then give feedback. So please do, if you see anything missing here, what we want to do next, why we want to do it, then please let us know. So first, maybe on the results of today. So thank you again. It was really great to see we can host something like this, because it's always the first time. And you're never sure how the technology works. So we have, I think, about 240 people online for most of the time. We have about 45 here in the room, I believe, in Vienna. So that's also a good turnout. About 50% of the people. And the questions submitted, as we counted it, it was after the lunch. So of course there were more than that, but I would say maybe around 60, 70 questions also here. Thank you. That is good for us to really take home and take that as an input. So I have to say first thank you to the Encore team in the back. Give them a short applause for all this technology working. Thank you. And I also would like to forward a thank you from European Space Agency that have been also following this online. And they also said it was really good to follow online. I think also only there were some issues with some of the slides, not easy to read because of the compressions. But I think the communication was very good to follow. So let's have a look at the key findings. So I think these are of course, the main ones that I try to summarize here on the sheet. We talked about the catalog interfaces that have been developing from the OData and from the OpenSearch now to the very important stack and the new formats of stack that we are trying to propagate, so that stack really can become this, say, unique interoperability, data interoperability standard and tool to also use it across platforms, not only for Copernicus. So we will definitely push very hard for this. That's a top priority already from before this conference, but thank you for confirming that. Then we heard a lot about the entry level, how important it will be to support them. And I always say, even with 140,000 plus users registered, I still think from our own experience, when we go out and talk to different people, it's only the tip of the iceberg. I strongly believe that outside this community, existing community of quasi, I think, EO experts or EO familiar people, I think there are probably something like 1 million outside there that could use it, but still don't know that they can use it. So this is the challenge, we know. So thank you again there also to give feedback on what can help, really giving these type of users step-by-step support to find out how they can do it themselves. That's key. To reach this million, we will never be able to talk with each and every one of them. For the more experts, of course, the roadmap is important. So this feedback also very serious to really make sure that we take the right priorities in the roadmap. I think you will know that now with the feedback we might reprioritize some things, so that will be documented on the webpage, and we will try to really also then set realistic time targets, so that you know what will come in May, what will come in June, and what will come maybe later in the year, to really be able to plan that. Everybody will need then to also adapt, so we know how it is to prepare yourself. Then we talked about documentation. Obviously, it's good to hear that we have good documentation, but I also know it's not perfect. And that is, I think, also a good take home for us for today, that we know where are some of the inconsistencies. I think Paul mentioned some good things, for example. So this is very good to check again and to really make sure, because this should be not only about the data, it should also be, I think Copernicus data space should be the place to go when you want to understand EO, what it can do. And use this documentation maybe also for other purposes, in the university to educate or whatever, maybe even in the schools later on when we get to that level. Yeah, and then we heard also some feedback not only today about maintenance and maintenance information. Yes, in general, maintenance, we do not describe it exactly that way, because we want to keep the platform running all the time. Yeah, so we are not going to take it offline for a certain maintenance period. But yes, there are updates in the live operations. And therefore, it's also very important, of course, that you will know when these updates may happen in the background. Could it have an impact? Is there maybe a reduced performance during that update? And that is what we already had on our own priority agenda, to get a better agenda out, and maybe also to be able to really subscribe to that agenda. Yeah, we have this RSS tool, and maybe we have to just explain again how that can be simply used, because RSS is something that you can then really, you only get the info when it's relevant. Yeah, that's the nice thing about it. You don't have to do anything active, proactive to get it. Yeah, then we heard from Christian, I think that was the remark about SLA, third parties. Good comment. Yeah, obviously, if you're building a business on the ecosystem, obviously that's a question, and we have to find a good way around that. Of course, with the commercial services, you get an SLA. Obviously, when you use the Cloudflare Cloud or the Open Telecom Cloud, these have clear SLAs. But it's also, of course, about the rest. Yeah, if you are using the tools, if you're using the data, how does that for me as a total package works? So we will look into that. Yeah, and then we had some further remarks on performance, data, everything super welcome, because that will really give us clear priorities for the next steps. So let us go to the last slide. Next steps. Obviously, I think tonight we're going to first drink a beer, but after that, the work will start. So, yes, first of all, really answering all the questions. You will be able to find them on the user forum. So also look back again. And then we say, please get back to us if, like, the new, say, grow of the ecosystem, the ideas or any services. And I had at least 2 or 3 talks with people here out of the room that have good ideas that either improve or complement the ecosystem as it is now. So please come to us, discuss it. It's very welcome. It's not always that we can do it right away. It has to fit into all the other activity, of course, but we will definitely then give you a feedback when and how we can work on it, or what type of discussion or workshop we would need to really understand your idea, and with whom we then can implement it in the ecosystem. So that will be also a very important priority during the next weeks and months. So let us know if you are really having a good idea. It could directly go up the list, and we take that as the top priority. Then, of course, we have already, as you know, an existing roadmap, and what we will do is synchronize now again with the results of today, how we reorganize that. That will be done, of course, together with ESA and the Commission to discuss this in our weekly calls to see what is really the key things to now rearrange. And, of course, transfer all the feedbacks, as I said, in the to-do list, or backlog, as we call it. Then update the documentation. We spoke about it. Then this RFS feed, explain it better again and see how we can use it for the service updates. And then, of course, evaluate all the ideas that you have been sharing with us. So, with that, did I miss anything? Are there any other key priorities?
Yes, one Slido poll. Last Slido poll.
The last poll.
Yes.
Yes, that's a good moment. Yes. Of course, before you leave, once more, what do you take home? Anything up to 35 characters? Just a comment or an idea or your priority? Will be nice to see that on the screen. And especially for the online audience, thank you again for staying active. First feedbacks are coming in. Nice. Nice feedbacks. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Interoperability. That's the word. Great. Well, that shows, I think, some of the key messages really being picked up. Thank you. And I like to comment joint effort. It means everybody sees a role for himself or herself. That's good. So still some people typing. So it seems we have a good future. Huh? Okay, and there's also some still concerns coming, scaling up, we know. Getting those big OpenEO workflows running, right? Stack Future, yep. Yeah, very good. I think some of the key ones stay in the middle. Huh? Rasvan, are you happy? Sounds like what we wanted to do, right? Interoperability and openness and future. Thank you. So great. I think that's really a nice summary. Thank you all. But before we really close, let me thank on behalf of each and every one, the persons that really did the most work in the background and some in the foreground. Let me thank the Veto team that was really organizing this together with, I think, mostly Andras from Synergize. And then, of course, Jan as a big speaker here for Cloudflare. And, of course, Uwe as well on the panel. Big applause, one for them. Thank you. So then, of course, I wish you really a very good EGU. We have a whole series of additional sessions there at EGU, I think every day. You can easily find it in the program. Just type data space and you will see all the ones. But all the other sessions that you might visit, have fun. It's a real good conference. And maybe we meet again during the next days. And of course, happy to discuss again what we want to do together. So thank you for coming out. Thank you for all the online participants. See you next time.